Good morning, everyone. It is December. I always get that wrong every single time. It's December 3rd, 2025. And this is, I guess, the Christmas festive edition of the Rekt Daily Show. Sure, why not? We'll put the Santa hat on. We'll do some like snow in the background. It doesn't really matter. We'll do whatever. We're not playing Fortnite today. No, we're looking at charts. That's what everybody loves. That's what everybody likes. Everybody likes looking at charts. We're going to look at how the market could possibly rebound from all this mess. We're going to look at what apparently is like the metal super cycle. What I mean by that, not like rock music. We got we could look at copper, we can look at silver, we can I guess gold, things like that. They're all taking off. And when Bitcoin? When? Well, I guess we're going to have to find out real quick. So let's go ahead and load up that chat.
Can devs do something?
And get the show started. Let's check it out. Faded Degen, you are in the chat right now. We got to get the chat box loaded up, and if you are watching on YouTube, which I highly doubt you are, you're probably watching on X, but if you are, the off chance that you are that one person that is watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. That would be like one like and one subscription. That'd be better than zero. It'd be great. So the chat box is refreshed currently. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure if it works. If it doesn't, again, I am sorry. Licks? Was it L-Y-X? I always want to say links. I'm gonna LYX for now. But you are one of the best in the chat. Always. So, just kind of getting everything set up here. Let's see, we got the background. I wanted to there's a little festive background, it's like kind of like the Grinch. There you go. That's good. Good morning to Garbinski. There you are. Okay, we do have the chat coming through. That is great news. Great news. Let's see here. Where is that? I'm sorry. We got all the sound effects going off right now. Chat box fade. Chat box fade. There we are. Now everybody can see it coming through. That's perfect. That's perfect. Right now we are looking at what appears to be deck screener right now. But we can go look at the charts. Let's go look at Bitcoin real quick and start the day off like that. On the daily chart, we have an area around 92K that I've been watching for a possible breakout. It's actually, it's doing battle with this level right now. If I go ahead and just draw a line right here, you see what I'm saying? It did something really nasty a few days ago where it basically nuked, and then it, bullishly engulfed that move, and now we're back at resistance here. So now it's kind of forming what looks like a double bottom. If you go, I think the 4 hour kind of looks like that a little bit, just a little bit. So we were consolidating underneath this resistance area right around 92K. You could see where it's rejected a few times right here, and then it was just kind of chilling, and then we had this really nasty sell-off. Everybody got really depressed again, and then what happened? It ran right back up to resistance here, and that's where we're doing battle right now. So I thought we were going to do it right here, but if we do it right here after wiping even more bulls out, that's fine too. Go ahead and just break out now. Let me grab my little brush here to show you guys what I'm talking about. I thought we were going to do something like this and then break out, make these little lower highs, but we had another liquidation event. Everybody's getting destroyed all the time, playing with leverage, and now we have another chance to break out to the upside and just run it back up to 100K. So that is what I've been watching on Bitcoin. It does look like it wants to pop up to 100K. I don't think we'll get another sell-off like this. I don't know why we would. Just reject again from 92K straight down, another Bart pattern. Because, yes, it does look a little like Bart Simpson here. I don't know what Bart Simpson's eyes look like, but this is a terrible Bart Simpson. But here, we'll just draw him a stick figure and a skateboard. So you could kind of see Bart Simpson there. So we did a Bart pattern. And then if you go to a lower time frame, probably like the 1 hour or something, you did a inverse BART the other way, something like that. So we're BARTing around, and usually when we hit these BART patterns and stuff like that, it's in like low volume chop, kind of like during the bottom, I would say. Like, it reminds me of those BitMEX days, XBT chart. You know, if anybody has been trading crypto for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Those days where Bitcoin was trading around 6K, and then we would have a BART pattern that was straight up, and then a BART pattern a few days later straight down. It was just like the strangest price action you've ever seen, and it was usually around just, you know, low volume, and it was the bottom, you know. So I don't expect much to change here. I do think we're going to break out to the upside here soon after we've pretty much decimated any leverage trader, anyone who wants to, you know, try leverage out for themselves. I hope you all had a great time, because most likely you got wrecked, like absolutely destroyed. Wojak Illions says Anon FD1. Why did my Streamlabs, I have a Streamlabs mod, I guess. I can take that Streamlabs. It says, please refrain from spamming caps. My Streamlabs mod, I'm gonna have to ban that, because I want you to post everything in all caps. I want you to. We need more caps and spamming in the chat. Man, Streamlabs, don't be such a Debbie Downer, you know? He's just excited about Wojak, you know? And Wojak, which is, you know, currently going through a little just chop phase right now. You know, this is like a chart runs up and there's a lot of people in profit, and it's Solana too. So, you know, people are absolutely terrified. They're all scared. They're all terrified. They don't know what's going to happen. They're just like shaking. But if you zoom out here, I think, you know, I'm looking at Wojak as a very like long-term play. I think it has the right people behind it to actually send it. You know, I think the highest market cap ever for Wojak is 150 million, and that's kind of crazy when you think about it, because Bobo had 230 and 230 million, and Wojak, you know, we almost doubled Wojak. So it's like, you know, I love, you know, Wojak's a very popular meme is what I'm trying to say. So maybe it runs a lot harder. I don't know. But, you know, we're just kind of going through some chop, a little bit of accumulation. You know, that's what's going on. Very, very boring stuff, especially, you know, on Solana. It's just very typical. So we do have our resistance level here right around, I think this is around like 44, 46, 45 million. It does kind of look like it's building a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, a very ugly one. Something like this. Let me go ahead and draw this out. Why is it like all crooked? So this is kind of like what I'm watching on this chart. If anyone is interested, I don't know. This is like on the 4 hour. I think you can do it like on the 2 hour or 1 hour as well. Something like that. But, you know, these levels would have to hold, and, you know, we break this neckline right here and then continue upwards. Something like that. Just another inverse head and shoulder. It had something similar down here as well. So it's basically the same pattern playing out again, because if you come back down here, you'll notice something pretty similar. It's a lot rougher looking down here, but you could kind of see, you know, a little bit of what it is. This is not very clean compared to what this one is down up here, but you could kind of get the gist of it. What happens is you get these periods of chop right here, and then you form like these necklines, and then you break out, and it just kind of, you know, sends you into the next area of price discovery. That's kind of what's happening right here. We'll see what happens. Wojak Illions. I see all kinds of different terminology for Wojak. I see Williams, Wojak. I mean, it's Bobo Billions is like the cleanest term, I think. They got like Peptillions. It's all over the place. I think Wojak Fillions was pretty good, possibly, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, let's go look at we got Wojak chopping around. I do expect Wojak to go a lot higher. At least that's what my money's on. I put my money where my mouth is, and I think it's going a lot higher. I'll put the giant green arrow on there too. I know this one makes everybody mad, you know, especially some of the ETH heads out there. But if it makes you mad, I'll just make the green arrow even bigger. You know, I'll just zoom out. And hold on, let's get this. So it makes you even more angry. Hold on, I want to make you even more angry on the Wojak chart. We're gonna put the arrow going all the way up to $1 billion market cap. I hope this enrages you. You know, let's just keep zooming out here. Let's just keep zooming out. Wojak to 420. You know, 428 billion, 10 billion. Hold on, let's keep zooming out. 18 billion. So that's my current target for Wojak. Bobina Council. You know what else goes higher? The holiday spirit. That's true. The holiday spirit. It definitely does. Speaking of that, you know, someone created this lovely image on Biz of Bobina giving Bobo a hug. This is what happens when you don't watch your girl around Bobo. You know, Bobo he's Mr. Still Your Girl, as we've all learned in the past on the timeline. So you got to watch your girl, especially if she's a Bobina, a Latina. She's in danger. You know, they love to choose the bear, and that's what happened here. So there you go. That is what is happening. That is what occurred in that photo right there. If we go to CoinGecko currently, after all of that, let's see what's up the most on the week. I have no idea what Sky is. What is Sky? But it's at $1 billion market cap. This is new to me. It kind of looks like Murad's logo right there. This kind of like color pinwheel. Sky is a decentralized governance token, much like a digital voting share. Yes, I know what that is. Sky is a rebranding and upgrade of former Maker protocol. Okay, so it's a rebrand of Maker. Is that right? So Maker rebranded. There it is. Yeah, so Maker has been rebranded to Sky token. For more information, please visit this post. I don't have to visit, but that is interesting. But why is Sky... They changed their logo. Let me open this image in a new tab. I don't know how small this is going to be. It looks like the Super Cycle logo. A little bit right there. Wow. That's...
Can devs do something?
They did something, and they changed the logo. Very Murad inspired logo there. That's very interesting, Maker. Maybe, you know, it makes everything go up.
80% of the supply in the hands of insiders. This is completely broken. Goes without saying that this does not build community.
And that is right, Murad. So we have Sui coin. Sui, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Everybody says it differently. That is up 14% currently. Pump Fun coin is up 14%. These are your highest gainers so far this week. Chainlink, the Link Marines, you are currently in the top, looks like top 6 here. Bitcoin Cash, interestingly enough, is up there as well. Aave, I'm seeing some Ethereum-based things here. I'm seeing with Sky, Chainlink, Aave. That's a little interesting. So is Ethereum starting to pick up. We'll go look at ETH BTC. But we also have Pump Fun and some other chains here as well. So alts kind of rebounding here, ramping up a little bit. Let me go check out ETH BTC real quick. Yes, this is my Wojak chart with a target of $18, by the way.
Bruh.
ETH BTC, and it is spiked a little bit here on the hourly. So little bit of a spike there. Let's look at it on the daily. Let's get rid of all these indicators, make it a lot cleaner. I mean, ever so slightly. You know, we have the bear up here. He's watching ETH BTC. It's just, that's kind of interesting. Bitcoin dominance. What's Bitcoin dominance doing? Just still chopping sideways. just kind of going sideways a little bit. So not too much. Maybe some early signs of Ethereum like recovery, breaking out. Is it breaking out here a little bit? It is, ever so slightly. ETH BTC is up almost 2%. And this is that neckline I was talking about just a few moments ago. If we go to the 4-hour, you can see this area around 3,070-ish. It just spiked up, so it did break out a little bit from this downtrend we've been in, this chop, this little bit of a range here from November 19th all the way till today. So we could possibly be recovering here. It does look like a little bit of a double bottom. You have a higher low here, and that's very good, because you want to break this downtrend sell-off structure that we've been in since October, right? We've just been it looks almost like a parabolic downtrend. If you go here to the curve, add that, you see like this. So maybe it finally capitulated, and we got a break in structure, and now we're making some new highs here. That's a very good sign though on Ethereum on the 4-hour. That is your highest 4-hour candle wick since what is this, November 18th? So about 2-3 weeks ago. There you go. That's some encouraging news. We can all use some encouraging news right now. That looks pretty good. Let's go to Solana. Here's another one. We have these really, really pretty necklines here. Really pretty necklines without the risk of sounding really creepy. But it's 143, 144 is this resistance area, which Ethereum has already broken out of, by the way. So maybe Ethereum is leading a little bit here with this breakout, which is interesting. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Looking at this, you see Bitcoin is it looks like it did slightly make a new high, very slightly with that wick right there. So Bitcoin is breaking out a little bit, but Ethereum looks like it is making the strongest move. That is, there you go. That makes sense though, right? Like I said that last night on Pawn Talk too. I was like, anybody that was, if you made any claim on the timeline right now about how you think Ethereum is going to new all-time highs or like 10K or something, you start putting like really bullish targets on Ethereum, everyone's going to attack you, right? So that's usually how it goes. At the top, if you make any bearish posts or claims, everyone's going to call you an idiot. At the bottom, you make any bull posts, people are going to call you an idiot. So right now, if you actively are like, bull posting or claiming there's going to be a reversal, everyone's going to tell you you're crazy. It's never going to happen, but it's happening. Something is currently happening.
I'm about to bust.
So Nux says GFAT, which is referring to Fat GF coin. Fat GF coin, which just can't get up off the ground. Oddly enough, she's kind of heavy. That's a heavy coin. I've given up on memes. Well, of course, Bitcoin says fucking .eth. It's Aster or nothing for me at this point. Let me look at Aster. Aster has just been chilling around $1. Tonio says GM, are we back? It's looking like we could be back a little bit with Ethereum breaking out, just a little bit. Just a little bit. We go look at the Bobo chart real quick. Let me go look at it on where's it at? Dex screener here. It's at 11 mil. And here's this really, Ethereum inspired downtrend here. And we finally broke out. Sorry, let me clear my voice. Got the morning voice from hell right now. So there is your breakout, your Ethereum inspired breakout. But nonetheless, it is a break in trend, right? So it's a little interesting. It's a little interesting because we've had these little breaks in these downtrends right here, and then we start to rally to the upside. So could we finally get that rally on Ethereum? And I say that because I feel like the market is really in that period where if everything started to rally, like just say it started to rally, it would be a period of disbelief. Like nobody is going to believe in this rally if it starts, especially with Ethereum. That's why I think like it could possibly be time. It just feels like that time in the cycle where everybody has completely given up. I mean, if you look at the timeline, it's like a ghost town. I mean, the chats, everything, people are capitulating. They've given up. They're done with it. So to me, all that in previous cycles, it just represents it being the bottom. And then when things start to rally, you get the disbelief. And I mean, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Not talking about this. Market cycle cheat. I know this is like the most normie thing ever, but here we go. Market cycle cheat sheet. Because I keep referencing disbelief, right? So I just kind of want to show people what I'm talking about. I guess this would be one. Here, let me open this image. This is kind of a different one from what is usually out there, but we'll look at it. Okay. Here we go. Class is in session. I feel like I need that little, what is it? The little Mickey Mouse hand, the little thing where I tap the screen. Here's disbelief. Okay, actually it's over here too. Here, let me move out the way just a little bit. This is why I think we could get disbelief here at this part of the cycle right now. Maybe it can recover. The last few rallies have failed. This one will probably too. I cannot, oh sure, this won't last. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting from the timeline right now. We are definitely in anger. Who can I sue? This clearly isn't my fault. F it, the market is rigged. Never again. This looks like some things we saw on 1010. I can't believe my boat got repoed. Is McDonald's hiring? But I'm getting a lot of, oh sure, this won't last. The last few rallies have failed. This one probably will too. So it's just max, like, people just really don't think they can go up again. So I wait for those moments to kind of try to like reassess everything and see where we're at. Especially when charts look like this. I mean, if we go to I love referencing this chart because the Retardio chart just looks like it, right? It just looks like it's just okay, bruh, this chart.
80% of the supply in the hands of insiders. This is completely broken. Goes without saying that this does not build community.
Thank you, Murad. Why? Okay, so Retardio's sitting at 3 mil right now after running up to 230 mil, by the way, the same all-time high as Bobo right there. I mean, we got that in common. Their header used to dance, but now it no longer dances. They stopped dancing, which is kind of hilarious. And, the music stopped. That's why. And now it's just really flatlined. So I look at charts like this, and I'm just kind of like snooping around the market and being like, why don't I park some money in there? And then just kind of wait, So I'm looking at things like this, and we're in depression, definitely in depression on the Retardio chart. And there are a lot of people who believe coins can never go back up again. But if you are one of those people that believe coins can go back up again, why wouldn't you buy charts that look like this? I know it's like I'm always met with anger anytime I bring up this. They're just like, why would you buy something cheap? Well, that's what trading is, right? So you want to buy things at a very low valuation and sell them at a higher price. So if Retardio does ever pump again, and I'm selling my tokens at 100 mil, that's because nobody wanted to buy them at 3 mil. But they'll call you an insider. They'll call you a scammer. They'll call you, they'll call it somebody bought the supply. They rebundled it. Whatever. It's just all cope because people don't want to buy things at a cheaper valuation. But this is like one of my favorite charts to look at right now, the Retardio chart, because this is the thing that like dreams are made of. Like they really are. Like if you know, if you've been here a while, you'll look at this chart and you'll just be like, what if? What if?
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
Possibly.
And it's gone.
But who knows? It could.
Can devs do something?
I think it'll recover, personally. It's too big of a brand on Solana. Anyway, Bobo Billions, Wojak Billions, Mooncat Billions. Let's go look at Mooncat, by the way. I saw Mooncat was rising a little bit. It is at 400. I'll say a little bit, but it is at 436K right now. So, yes, I do have Mooncat. Should I add more Mooncat is a question. I really do adore Mooncat. And if we do end up getting like meme season V2, I could definitely see Mooncat literally going to the moon. I will be supporting Mooncat from here on out. I don't care. So I do need more Mooncat, honestly. People could call me crazy. People could say whatever they want. But when I do look up at the moon at night, I see Mooncat. So I'm already involved. I'm in too deep currently. I am in way too deep with Mooncat, and there's no turning back. Absolutely no turning back. So people can say whatever they want, but you know, I'm here for a long time, not just a good time. Well, let's see the chat. You said G Fat. What is speaking of the Fat Girl coin? We talk about Fat Girl coin. We talk about absolutely everything now. Fat Doomer GF, which is the Fat GF for Wojak. One of the more hilarious memes that has been created in the last, I think, year or two, maybe even. But yeah, definitely fun to look at those. And Fat GF is a very heavy chart. I have no idea why I drew out this resistance area here. Well, I see now. And oddly enough, it came up here and it tagged it and sold off. So why do people trade this way on sub 1 million coins on Solana? I don't know. It drives me insane. Why can't they just let it pump? But that's why I think, you know, just a little bit of TA is somewhat relevant on these coins, because people do respect TA even at these low valuations, until some huge, you know, whale comes in and absolutely just pumps the chart like crazy, which is always a possibility, or vice versa. They could dump it like crazy, because these are memes, by the way, people. But you do have a Fat Girl is having trouble getting over 225K. Can she rally? Can she run? So far, she can't run, but I do own some Fat Doomer GF, and I do own Mog on Solana. As I said, Mooncat, and I'm just, you know, these are the Solana trenches where we're taking gambling to new levels over here. But if there is a very strong Wojak meta, which I do believe there could be, I would like to have some exposure to the fat girlfriend of Wojak, is what I'm trying to say. I think a lot of people have it screwed up right now. They think it's like a vampire meta or whatever, but I really do think it's just a Wojak meta. But time will tell. Time will tell, especially if Wojak runs past 100 million to, you know, that $1 billion range. You know, Solana, they're just so, I don't say they're out of touch with like meme culture. They just have a very skewed look at it. It's more gambling culture than meme culture, because if it was meme culture, there'd be like more Wojak inspired like runners, and it wouldn't be like, oh, they're just relaunching every coin. No, it's not that. So, but you know, take advantage of it, because that is who you're trading against. Put hamburger emoji at the highs. Okay, we'll put a hamburger on the chart. God dang it, that's a very good idea, by the way. Where's the hamburger? Let's see. Definitely not any fruit. We could put all the fast food up there, actually. She'll come up here. At a mil market cap. She'll run now. We'll put the hamburger up there. Do we have like pizza? Put some pizza up there. Hamburger, pizza, french fries. We'll just add the french fries. Where's the french fries? There you go. Maybe Fat GF will run now. We'll put it at a mil. and she'll start pumping. But you know, I got Fat GF pretty cheap down here, like around 150K, and it's still just around 150K. So do I add more? Do I add even more Fat G? Get fatter bags of Fat Doomer GF? I don't know. It's just, does anybody else want it besides us in the chat? I don't. Well, they will when Wojak starts pumping like crazy, probably. That's good bait for her to run right there. Yeah, that's probably the best bait possible for her to run. I was looking at other kind of like Wojak ecosystem inspired memes like Brainlit, which is, it did see a little bit of a spike up to like 1.5 million. It still has quite a bit of sell pressure though, even at these low levels. Like it run all the way to 56 million right here, and it's just been kind of flatlined ever since. But I do think if there is a Wojak meta on Solana, it could see new life for sure. I did think it was dope to see. It was like 2 days ago when Troll and Wojak were kind of like running together, and I was like, oh wow, real memes running together on Solana. That was just kind of refreshing to see. Also, we could talk about Nyancat. I'm not gonna stop talking about the memes that I've been talking about on here for weeks. Nyancat, which has given all the money to the literally all the money on the planet to the Nyancat creator. I think his name is Chris. It's like Chris Guitarman or whatever his X handle name is. But there was your higher lows right there, and then it broke down. Someone nuked the chart, and then just kind of like, you know, fizzled out right there. So it's back at the lows. Basically the same price around Mooncat as well. So I don't know if that's like the thing with all the cat coins or whatever, but a lot of cat coins are kind of down. Someone also did mention Mooncat is actually still the #1 coin on the Moonshot platform. So, you know, that's kind of like the thing. You are is it's like the fish will grow as large as its environment. You know, you put the fish in the fish bowl, you put it in like a goldfish. You put it in like a reservoir or a lake, the goldfish gets really big. That's kind of like what Mooncat is with Moonshot. It's you know, it's the product of its environment. So Mooncat is the #1 coin on the Moonshot Launchpad platform still, even at 443K. So when you put it in that context, it's kind of like, oh, okay. So will Mooncat go as far as Moonshot will take it? I don't know, or just Mooncat needs to break the cycle of that and kind of just start running on its own. I think it's got to that point now. I think, you know, that's initially why I was so bullish on Mooncat. Still am, but I was bullish on the Moonshot Launchpad and the platform as well, and that kind of just like, it hasn't really panned out like we thought it would. So, but with all that being said, I think it's still a great meme. So, does it need to break away? I think absolutely at this point. What's the main Moo? That's a good question, because you guys have told me different Moo-Moos, and I thought there was like a relaunch of Moo. Let's see. Anybody hear about the Wojak derivative on ETH called Moo? I have heard about that. Send the contract, says Rekt MFer. Or you said send the contract for what? For Fat GF? I mean, I don't know. Trust me, she's in no hurry. She's in absolutely no hurry right now to go. She's fine, bro. She's in no rush. You have all day to buy her. I'm sure she's gonna be chilling right there at the lows for you, and you know, she'll be all right. Let's see here. Anyway, going to what else is there? It's like troll coin around 31 million. It's basically sitting at this area, these previous highs back in May of 2025. We thought it would retrace all the way to these levels. I think this is going to be a pretty strong area of like accumulation, kind of like support consolidation. You're going to probably chop around a little bit. You need to go sideways, I think, for a little bit, around 30. 31 mil, maybe just below 30, a few wicks possibly in there. But this does look like a chart that's just going to kind of do this, go to an accumulation and try to run it back. You know, time will heal all wounds. Run it back into 2026. That's another thing I wanted to mention too. If we go to the Pepe chart, let's go look at the Pepe chart real quick. Where is Pepe? Pepe is... Okay, now let's zoom out on Pepe. I talked about this a little bit last night. 2025 has basically been a bear market for memes, right? So if we're gonna look at Pepe as kind of like the BTC of the memes, we've definitely been in a massive bear market for memes. I'm looking for, let's see here, price range, and this was all due to, you know, Trump launching his meme coin. It was like January 6th. This was our version of January 6th right here. That happened, and you know, Pepe is down 81% from that time. So it's 80% on the year for Pepe. Definitely a bear trend. And if we go here on the daily and add the guppy trend to it as well, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this has been your meme coins all of 2025. So that is why, you know, so what am I getting at here? What am I getting at? That is why I feel like we could possibly be going into a disbelief phase, because if this is the top 2025, like this is Pepe in January, it's down 80%, you know, down only. We've been in a massive bear trend for memes. And then we start to get some type of rally. That's why I could see disbelief, especially in memes coming out here pretty like into 2026, I think. Especially if it goes sideways here, you kind of see it playing out on the chart. That's why I'll be paying very, very close attention to not only this chart, but the trend right here, to see if we can flip this trend green going into the new year. But yeah, this is right here is your entire 2025, and it's not been great. So we all thought memes were going to just go to the upper echelon of billions and billions, and we've just been in a massive meme market bear trend. And I just want to point this out because it hasn't really been the same for Bitcoin or even Ethereum. Like, memes broke away from Ethereum and had been performing very, very negative against Ethereum, very poorly against Ethereum too, which was very, very surprising to a lot of people. Like if you go to, where's the MOG chart, and you pair MOG against Ethereum. Do I still got it on here? Yeah, I got it. Let's go look at MOG against Ethereum real quick. This was very surprising to me and to everyone. So something happened in the local top in July on Ethereum. Pairs memes right here, and look, it's just been completely like someone just popped a balloon, right? And this thing just,
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
it just hadn't been the case for so long, especially with strong performing memes on Ethereum, and then for them to perform so poorly against Ethereum, which really wasn't the best performer either, was kind of shocking. It was shocking to me, at least. So it broke down against Ethereum, and that was kind of like all she wrote. And I mean, it's still downtrending against Ethereum right now. So, which is crazy. So, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at like this Pepe chart, and I'm looking for signs of life at this point, right? And so I'm going to be paying very close attention to this. I'm going to be looking at, you know, the RSI, MACDs. Let's go look at this thing on like the 3-day. I mean, that's kind of interesting right there. Look at Pepe on. This is what I'm talking about. This is, so I'm not looking for, you know, the time to be bearish is over. Now I'm trying to look for reversals is what I'm trying to say. If we go to Pepe on the 3-day, that's kind of interesting. Look at that MACD starting to curl up, about to turn positive, possibly. Maybe coupled with a little bit of an RSI breakout here as well. That's kind of interesting on the 3-day. Let's go look at it on the weekly. That weekly MACD starting to curl up just a little bit. Maybe some of that sell pressure finally residing, possibly. Let's go look at that same situation on the MOG chart too. You see, it's starting to curl up just a little bit. Maybe the selling is finally over. I mean, everything is down almost 90%. You would hope the selling would finally be over. Fart coin just looks like a big rounded off MACD right there on the weekly. That actually looks kind of bullish too. Like, let's go look at this on the 3-day, and that one is already starting to turn into the positive. So we'll see how much of a pop we can get from that. The fart coin chart is just an entirely different monster though. If we go look at that on the daily, let's just go ahead and look at fart coin real quick, shall we? Sure, why not? Why not? Get rid of this super guppy trend. I mean, you could see the bear trend we've been in. Just now we're starting to curl up a little bit, so we're going to see if we can break above 41 and start a new uptrend. And it's interesting because, let me get rid of this so I can really stretch it out here. Here is your resistance area, which was once support. Way over here, you can see where it's bouncing around 40 cents. Bounced right there too. Kind of made this beautiful head and shoulders pattern breakout around 60 cents. But this is your resistance level around 40, and now you're kind of consolidating just underneath that level too. So I'll be looking at 40 cents, 41 cents for a breakout of this downtrend that we've been in. So just signals like that for memes across the space. A lot of people still to this day comparing the meme cycle to NFTs, and this is, NFTs continue to bleed out, and I don't think enough people are talking about this. And if you're comparing like NFTs to memes still at this point, I don't agree with anything you're saying.
You're done.
Like,
you're washed. It's over.
And it's gone.
I just don't agree, bro. I just do not think, all these NFT projects had to launch meme coins to stay relevant, by the way, at least most of them, because if they didn't launch any type of meme coin token, then, it was over for them, pretty much. But I mean, they continue to bleed out. It's like every time I go back and I check the NFT charts, they're just a little lower and a little lower and a little lower. It was like, we still got Miladies at 1 ETH, but then I go to like the Remilio redacted. They're at 1.7, or they're at 0.17. Sorry, now. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think meme coins and NFTs, like that cycle, should really not even be compared. Meme coins have been here before NFTs. They'll be here after. So I think we should really stop comparing these guys right here. Let me go ahead and open this up in an image, new tab. That's the red pill, is understanding that these guys, these characters are going to be here forever. Despite whatever you're doing in crypto, whatever you're shilling, it doesn't really matter. These characters are still going to be here regardless. And that was always the red pill. So I knew when things retraced and the times got really dire and we were just in these capitulation, low volume, ghost town situations that we're really in right now, that these guys would still be around because they've always been around. So that was the red pill, and people didn't want to hear it, but now they have to see it every day. So, but I am looking for reversal patterns on some of these meme pairs. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. So I'm really looking at the Pepe chart. I'm looking at Fart Coin around 40 cents. I mean, if you haven't known, I'm optimistic is what I'm trying to say. I'm not all doom and gloom. It's all over. I'm looking at Ethereum. It's kind of breaking out right now on the daily. If it closes this daily candle above 3,050, that's a really, really good sign for a possible reversal on Ethereum. Let me look at Ethereum on the 3-day as well, like that, starting to curl up there. And you see how it's kind of reacted in the past. Look at this, like it curled up, turned green. That kind of marked the bottom right there. Over here, took a little longer to transpire, but you see it's usually marked the bottom in the past every time we get these MACD flips. And that's the thing. That's why I always bring up the RSI, because if you couple it with that, look at these RSI trend breakouts. This is how we called the bottom back in April. Actually, this is exactly how I called the bottom on Ethereum back in April. I made a post and I was like, will you long Ethereum to all-time high with me? I should make the same post because this is the exact same setup that we had at the April lows. Look at this right here. This is the RSI trend breakout, and we're about to break out of it again down here. And then you break out and you couple that with a MACD flip, and you're just going. And this is, I should say the Super Guppy is a lagging indicator, so I go and take that off of the 3-day. But very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And if you go, this is very similar to the reversal in April. Let's zoom in here. Well, let's get rid of this. I think we might have found something, boys. I think we might have found something.
And it's gone.
Okay, so how do you see these reversals right here? Okay, so let's look at this on the daily real quick. Sorry, we're doing this in real time. This is exactly like the April low reversal. This is crazy. Okay, so there's that neckline breakout I'm talking about right there. See, as I was making a newer high from right here, and Ethereum was consolidating really, really hard below this resistance area before it broke out. You see this neckline right here? And then it broke out to the upside, and then we started our uptrend on Ethereum. Now you could kind of see the resemblance here. You got a massive downtrend. Where is it at? Let's go get that brush. See the downtrend, and we form that bottom with the neckline, and then break out, downtrend, form that bottom with the neckline, break out. And now you can kind of see those line up like that, and we couple that with some of these trend breaks just like that. We cracked the code, ladies and gentlemen. Bid all the bulls. Go ahead, start bidding immediately.
I talk facts.
We cracked the code. We found out CZ's secret plan. Sorry, market makers, we figured it out. So there's your MACD cross right there. So if we get this MACD cross with this RSI trend breakout, just run it back up again. Run it up here to around like $6,000. And wouldn't that line up with some of the sentiment we're feeling right on the timeline? We're in depression. People gave up at the bottom. Imagine that. People giving up at the bottom. I don't know. I think we just instilled so much hopium in the market with this stream today. Hi, can you check crypto? Yeah, we're checking crypto. I know you're talking about crypto coin though. Mojo Wojak Arc. There is a coordinated FUD against meme coins in general. Oh yeah, it's every time, man. Every time the utility bros or everybody, they start chirping, meme coins come and they just punch them in the mouth. So that's why I was laughing, like especially with Wojak. Wojak breaks out and continues to run up to like 1 billion. It just makes too much sense. It just makes too much sense. As every time they start talking down on meme coins, a runner just spawns and punches them in the face. Every single time. Every single time.
Can devs do something?
So we're going to dump during Fed meeting, final dump, says Kame. I need a good Coomer Wojak coin, says Yeti. I'm sure one will spawn if Wojak goes into the upper hundreds of millions. You'll get all the Wojak memes popping up like crazy, which would actually be hilarious, by the way. Just Solana completely filled with Wojak, derivatives and variations. Let's see here. Like Wojak's still, it's around like 33 mil right now. It's chopping around in the 30s, spiking up to 40. I think there's like that resistance area around 44, so it's still consolidating a little bit. But still, what is this, like one of the top meme coins on Solana? So it's you're a product of your environment right now. Honestly, I don't see. I mean, there's Fart Coin and there's Pudgy Penguins, and then there's just a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, I think it's time. It's time. Can you look at BTC yearly chart? There's a pattern of 3 green candles, 1 red, but it looks weird this cycle. BTC yearly chart. Let me go look at BTC on Bitstamp so we can get a really good look at a yearly chart, because this one spans back generations, multi-cycles. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a nice little... Here, let me get rid of all this stuff. A nice little doji candle, right? Like little spinner. Here it goes. Like, yeah, that's a very interesting candle on the Bitcoin yearly for very, very interesting. Just kind of like your neutral candle. You know, I've seen people say different things about the doji candles. You know, it's just, we'll see what happens. If we close right at the middle here, which would be around 93K, which I think that's what people are going to do at this point. You know, you got how many more days left till Christmas and the New Year? About 27 days. Why not put a star on top of the Christmas tree? Is that what we're going to try to do? Put like a star on top of the tree? That is a very, very interesting though. What's a doji candle? Doji candle. Let's go look at doji candles real quick. Is it a bearish doji candle? Is it a gravestone? Is it a gravestone? You know, types of dojis. We got the long-legged doji. We got the gravestone. Let's go. Is this a gravestone? Is it a little too high to be a gravestone? I don't know. We can put I'm sure all the bears, you know, Peter Schiff, the gold guy, he's gonna tell you that's a gravestone on top of the Bitcoin chart. Very, very interesting, by the way. So there you go. Go research your doji candles, because I'm pretty sure that's all you're gonna see. I'm glad you brought that up though. That's very interesting, especially going into the end of the year. We're gonna see what's going on. Is it a long-legged doji? Open and close price, low price, high price. Is it neutral? Is it a gravestone? That is up to the market makers to decide what kind of doji we're gonna get. It's gonna be a very trend reversal candle. Oh no, bull bros. You know, are we gonna get that?
I talk facts.
We're gonna get that reverse. So that'll be a very big talking point going into the end of the year, unless Bitcoin runs it back up to past 100K or whatever, which I think is a very real possibility too. But right now, bears are, at least I would be memeing the hell out of that. So we'll see. This does look just kind of like a local bottom though, that's going to run back up. Go to the daily. What we had, the RSI on Bitcoin hit its lowest level in quite some time. Let's just go check it out real quick. Show you what I'm talking about. It only hits this level like a few times, you know, and previously. Make a line right here, all the way over here, spanning. It hit 22. And usually when it taps that level, it marks a local bottom. So, and that kind of looks like it's the case again. Right here, it's kind of like ran it back up, chopped around. But yeah, that's what's occurring currently. Ethereum is now up 3%. They are watching the stream and they are getting more bullish, ladies and gentlemen. We cracked the code. We cracked the code live on stream. Bears are pissed off, but that does look really good on Ethereum. I will say that. Kind of looks like a Big Dipper pattern or something. It's like a spoon. That's insane. The hell? Scoop some of the dip. Have some. Go grab you some coins. Go get you a serving. That's what's occurring right as the festivities are on. You know, 'tis the season Go buy some meme coins and put them in your friend's stocking, your kid's stocking. Apparently that's the thing. I learned that last night on Pawn Talk. They said 65% of Zoomers said they would wish for crypto in their stocking. So I was very surprised to hear that, because I was under the impression they all hated crypto. Maybe they just hate NFTs. Did anybody think about that? Maybe they hate NFTs. I think they love meme coins. I think they all love meme coins. They don't see the value in $2 million banana pictures, though. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's Zcash. We haven't looked at Zcash. It's very fun to chirp Zcash at the moment because they're like, oh, it's just gonna full retrace. I don't think so. I think Zcash is kind of nearing an area. It needed a pullback. I figured it would have a pretty deep pullback at some point. It is sitting at a pretty nice support area right here, though. If we go to the daily, this is an area where we had this little high right here around 293, pulled back a little bit, and now it is acting as a support area, or at least it's trying to today. So I think it's a pretty good area to set up shop. If we go to Zcash BTC, you know, that could possibly come down a little bit more, but I mean, if that Bitcoin breaks out, that's going to come down naturally anyway, even if Zcash grows in price. So, you know, things are just kind of lining up for a reversal pop to the upside here, I would say. At least that's what I'm saying. I've been saying it since, you know, we kind of started bottoming out here around like 80K. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the I told you so guy. All right. I'm just looking at, you know, the MACD RSI, really boomer indicators, but I'm just saying it looks pretty good. So if your meme coins start running really hard and Ethereum's breaking out and Solana's breaking out, you know, don't be like too surprised, because look at that. Look at that. Solana breaks out and closes above 145. We might be so back. We might be so back. As long as they don't try to bearishly engulf everything the next day, you know. But yeah, that's I don't know, we've had a pretty bullish stream today. Pretty bullish stream.
There is no second best.
Speaking of that, gold still chatting along. Silver's making new highs. Look at the silver chart. The silver chart is going absolutely crazy. Did you see Razmir's Zcash tweet where he bought 200K? No, I did not. No, I did not see that. He bought 200K, like 740. Oh man, that's crazy. Definitely wouldn't have done that. That's crazy. Especially it ran up so much. It ran up so much. He was feeling the privacy FOMO. I do think it'll run back up there, but it will take a while to break into like the 4-figure range. I do think it'll happen though. I do think this time is different for Zcash. I don't know why it wouldn't be. They've waited for years for this time to be different. I mean, if you just zoom out a little bit, if it retraced completely, I would be shocked and I'd be like, what criminal activity transpired here to make it go up like that? But we're looking at this area to hold a support currently for Razmir's top buy at 700 or so dollars of Zcash. So if this doesn't hold and breaks down, then we got problems.
And it's gone.
We got problems on Zcash. So we'll have to monitor that and keep an eye on that for him. The DXY, so we had our resistance area we drew a few months ago, and it's still playing out. That is a very, very good sign for all of your crypto and your risk assets to continue pumping. The DXY, the dollar, strength of the dollar is falling, and so means number go up for crypto, gold, silver, stuff like that. So very hard rejection right there. And if we zoom out on the DXY, I think to like the weekly or the monthly, let's look at it on the monthly. You can see this trend right here. This is very interesting. Look at this. This is how you get $1 million Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. The DXY all the way from 2011, bouncing off this trend line. and it rejected really hard off of 100 right there. So it hasn't done that in the past. You see where it's broken out from bouncing around this area, broke out right there, but this time, so far, it's hard rejected right there. So are we going to see even more of a breakdown on the US dollar? It definitely seems like that. They're like, oh, Black Friday, you had the highest grossing Black Friday ever. But then come to find out it's because like 1 in 5 people are doing buy now, pay later. Everyone is hurting right now. The dollar's purchasing power is absolute trash. And that's why you got to tell people out there, man, they don't have to like crypto or Bitcoin. They could look at gold, invest in silver, possibly if you want to take it slow. I understand. You don't want to take it slow. You want little gains. You don't want anything like super crazy. Yeah, Bitcoin scares you a little bit, but people need to learn about how the US dollar is screwing them over. And I think it's important for people to learn about that, because that has definitely been the case for since COVID. I mean, since forever. Just pull up the US dollar chart. The tokenomics would be, if you put those tokenomics on any kind of meme coin or something, it'd be the worst shit coin possible. Let's just keep making supply, and just printing more supply. That's like the least bullish thing possible for a coin, right? When you put it in that context. But yeah, let's take a look at Tesla is starting to make new highs. Interesting enough, Tesla chart looks really, really good on the monthly. It looks like it wants to break out into the new year. It's nearing new all-time highs. Apple all-time highs on the month. Meta a little bit of a pullback right now, still pretty strong looking chart. Beyond Meat, ladies and gentlemen, this was the hot topic last month. Beyond Meat had a little pump and dump from Reddit, and now it's back at $1. So,
And it's gone.
yeah. What I really wanted to come look at, though, was MicroStrategy. Where is MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy is trying to find support right here around 180, right there. That would be kind of like where your area of support, and this is where you broke out from previously. You lost this area of support right here around 250, and now you're sitting around 180. So you're trying to hold it. Zoom out here on the weekly. If you want to call that sell pressure, a little bit of curl up from the MACD, not really the case. I mean, it's been a massive sell-off on MicroStrategy, so we need to find support here on MicroStrategy, kind of negate the FUD that's been going on. It's like every time MicroStrategy pulls back deep, you get all kinds of Bitcoin FUD everywhere. It's just, clickbait headlines. It's going to get you a lot of engagement, right? People want to see the next great financial market crash. But I think the way the Ponzi's set up, I don't know if that's possible right now. You got to believe bears have been looking for, a weakness in this armor for a very long time. And if, someone would have figured it out by now, is what I'm trying to say. So, did you see Razmir Zcash purchase, the coordinated FUD against meme coins? Always going through the chat right now. What's the main moo? I don't know anymore. You guys have changed it on me now. We're gonna find it though. We got to figure it out. We looked at the Bitcoin yearly chart. Looked really, really crazy. We got a doji candle, possible gravestone, or it could be a star on the Christmas tree. But in order for the Bitcoin yearly chart to be a Christmas tree, you would have to go back down, and we don't want a Christmas tree on the Bitcoin chart. And if you've just joined the stream, let me show you what I'm talking about. This would be your star on the Christmas tree right here. And we don't want a Christmas tree. That would, let's just not talk about that. That's we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Ethereum up 3% right now, and currently breaking out and looking like it's forming a double bottom pattern here. We're gonna remove all these indicators, and Ethereum looks really good. So we're just gonna go ahead and I think wrap up the stream right there. Bobo Billions. I'm bullish on a lot of coins. As you know, I talk about them every single day on timeline. I'm very bullish on Wojak, Solana, Mooncat. Shout out to Mooncat. Still, chugging along. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna buy. I'm buying more Mooncat. I don't care. Bobo, Apu, of course. Apu the movie coming out, I believe, early next year. They're gonna have an Apu movie, and Bobo's gonna be in it, which is pretty wild. Also, shout out to let's see, Stock Twits posting Bobo memes as well. Scroll down a little bit. We have Mariah Carey, It's Time. So get really festive. Let's see. Were they posting Bobo memes yesterday? Yeah, so posting Bobo memes. Bobo memes on Jiffy, whatever you want to call it, have crossed the $125 million threshold.
I talk facts.
I shouldn't say dollar. It's view threshold. So looking for Bobo Billions in the aspect of GIF views sometime next year, summer. So summer 2026, we'll get maybe we'll get being close to 1 billion views. I don't know. It's like the views keep going up every month as popularity surges on bear meme content. Especially, that's why I say shout out to Stock Twits, because Bobo is more than just a crypto meme. It is a meme that represents the bear market and finance. It's a very important meme when it comes to stocks, crypto, finance, trading in general. So really cool to have them put it on public display, because people, especially boomers, man, sometimes they have trouble with their memes, and they'll just be posting like a picture of a bear or something, and I'm like, hey, if you swap that with a Bobo, it probably look a lot better. So we're introducing everybody to the Bobo memes worldwide. So yeah, we're anytime the market dips, post a Bobo meme, get engagement, and do not fret. So this would Shark Cat, I love you, Shark Cat. You just go ahead and put a Bobo right there. Punch Bobo. It's okay to punch Bobo. You would just put a Bobo right there. It'd be a little bit funnier maybe. There's me currently watching the Wojak chart. This is fine. Everything is fine. But yeah, Ethereum now up to 3,100 and rising. So is the market finally turning around? I hope so. Ethereum has already broken out of its kind of like a little bit of a neckline here. And then Bitcoin looks like it wants to do the same. So I'll leave it there. Still bullishly optimistic. I think there's incredible discounts across the market on things. If you want to buy and hold them, the opportunity is there, and we could be entering disbelief, or maybe I'm in disbelief. I don't know, but we'll see. That has been the Rekt Daily Show. That has been my time, and I do thank you all for yours. And as always, the target remains Bobo Billions. I'll probably be back. It's not probably. I will be back tomorrow with another live stream. I'm going to start doing live streams regularly again. And I'll see you guys later. And if you want Fortnite streams, just let me know. Maybe I'll just do Fortnite streams and chat with everybody on YouTube, because I don't know if X is really feeling the Fortnite streams. They make fun of me, man. I'm just like,
And it's gone.
they make fun of me. That was a loud gunshot. I'll see you guys.